Hello everyone and welcome back to me, Shiva Wilson, and my channel which is all about legalising adult use flower in the UK. Today I have a conversation between Lord Shiva and a flower plant, and it's going to be quite possibly blasphemous to those of you who are Hindu, so I do apologise. It might not be blasphemous at all, it's just a fun creative writing exercise talking between Lord Shiva and a flower plant. So here we go. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves of a magnificent flower plant, its buds glistening with resin like tiny jewels. Lord Shiva, reclining on a bed of tiger skin, chuckled as he observed it. Lord Shiva, with a twinkle in his eye, said, "Ah, my friend, you seem to be thriving." The flower plant, as if understanding, swayed gently, its leaves rustling in response. Shiva, chuckling, "Don't worry, I'm not going to judge your recreational activities. Even the gods need a little relaxation sometimes." He took a drag from his chillum, a small, intricately carved pipe, sending up a plume of smoke. Shiva says, "Tell me, how do you feel about the world? You seem to have a rather enlightened perspective." The flower plant swayed again, its leaves rippling like waves in the wind. Lord Shiva says, smiling, "I see. You appreciate the simple things, don't you? The sun on your leaves, the rain on your roots, the joy of, well, you know." He took another drag, his eyes half closed in contentment. Shiva said, laughing, "You know, we're not so different, you and I. We both have a way of helping people see the world a little differently, don't we? One with a little more focus." The plant swayed in what could only be interpreted as a nod. Lord Shiva, sighing, "It's a shame the humans are so quick to judge. They fear what they don't understand, but I guess that's just part of the human experience, isn't it?" He looked at the plant, his expression softening. Shiva says, "Don't worry, my friend. I'll keep an eye on you, and if anyone tries to harm you, well, let's just say they'll have to deal with the wrath of Shiva." He winked, took a final drag from his chillum, and then rose, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Lord Shiva says, "Now, if you'll excuse me, I believe I hear the sound of drums in the distance. Time for a little dance." Shiva's always depicted dancing like that, isn't he? He vanished in a poof of smoke, leaving the flower plant swaying in the breeze, a peaceful smile upon its leaves. Then later, Shiva, draped in his tiger skin, leaned against a large banyan tree, watching a particularly impressive flower plant swaying gently in the breeze. The plant's buds glistened again with a thick coat of resin like tiny emerald jewels. Lord Shiva, smiling, "Ah, my friend, you are truly a sight to behold. You have a certain charisma, I must say." The plant, to Shiva's astonishment, actually swayed back and forth as if nodding in agreement. "Did you just nod at me?" The plant remained silent, its leaves rustling softly in the breeze. Shiva says, whispering, "I know it's a long shot, but do you speak?" The plant, to Shiva's utter disbelief, actually responded. Flower plant, in a deep, gravelly voice, "Of course I speak, you silly god. Do I look like a potted fern?" Lord Shiva nearly choked on his own laughter. "Ha ha 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 ha! You can talk! This is amazing. I've never met a plant who could chat before." Flower plant says with a hint of sarcasm, "Well, you haven't exactly been hanging around the right crowd, have you?" Shiva says, smiling, "Fair enough. So tell me, what's your name?" Flower plant says, "People call me Bud, but you can just call me, well, Bud." "Ha ha ha, Bud, I like it. And Bud, I must ask, how is it you can talk?" "It's a gift, my friend, a gift that comes with a certain perspective." I think the Bud's got to be American in this case. What do you think? "And what perspective is that?" says Shiva. The bud with a sigh. That the world would be a much better place if everyone just chilled out a bit. Took a deep breath, appreciated the good things. Shiva nodding. I think I understand. A little enlightenment, perhaps. Precisely. Bud, you're a lot like me. We both have a way of helping people find peace and joy, even if it is through unconventional means. Bud with a sly smile. Well, that's one way to put it. The two of them continued their conversation, a curious friendship blossoming under the shade of the banyan tree. Don't know why I started speaking like that. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Lord Shiva couldn't help but think that this was the start of a very unique and very humorous relationship. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I've been the sweaty Shiva Wilson. Yes, I am named after Lord Shiva. You've been watching Shiva Wilson, who is trying to legalise recreational flower in the UK for adult use. Good night.